Hi gang, Brian Pate from the Pate Realty Group at Keller Williams Preferred here in Wake Forest and Raleigh. It's time to check out our picks this week for high school football. The second week of the football season kicks in. Believe it or not, last week, yours truly, 4-0. Unbeaten, baby. So let's see if we can repeat that this week. Looking at our first game, we've got Rolesville at East Wake. Now last week, Wilson Fight beat East Wake 26-25, dropping the Warriors to 0-2. But I don't think they're quite having that much trouble yet. Rolesville got a pretty good whipping put on them by Clayton last week. But Clayton is a much better football team than they've been in the past couple of years. And I personally think that Rolesville's in a rebuilding year. This one's kind of a toss-up right now, but I'm going to go with the Warriors. I'm going to pick them to win this game, but I do think it's going to be a really close one. I'm mainly giving them the advantage because they're playing on their own home field. So we're taking the Warriors over the Rams. That's East Wake over Rolesville in our first game of the week. Our second game this week has my favorite team, the Heritage Huskies, hosting the Wildcats of Millbrook. Now, this was previously a Cap 8 conference matchup. This is the first time that these teams are stepping out of non-conference meeting. So this is going to be over at Heritage High School. Kickoff is at 7 p.m., and yours truly will be actually calling the game from the press box. So let's take a look at the game itself. Last week, Millbrook put a hurting on Wakefield, 39-9 on the road. Played a really good football game. Millbrook's always got a strong offense and a strong defense, and we think that that's going to be pretty consistent this year. However, Heritage's offense last week rolled up 537 total yards when they went down to Middle Creek and beat the Mustangs 47-27. And there was a little bit of lapse on the defensive side of the football in the third quarter. Heritage was up in this game 27-7 at one point. The Mustangs came back and got to within 27-20 before the Huskies finally put it away. And Ricky Person, once again, 26 carries, 253 yards, and 3 TDs, including a very long touchdown run that kind of put the icing on the cake at the end of the game. I believe in Heritage this year. They're ranked in the top 5 in the state in all the polls that you looked at. Locally here, they're either number 2 or number 3, right behind Wake Forest. I'm picking the Huskies to go 3-0 on Friday night at Husky Stadium. Our third game of the week is Wakefield. The Wolverines travel down to Lee County to play a very good Lee County football team. Last week, as I said earlier, the Wolverines took it on the chin against Millbrook at home. And Lee County last week blew out Holly Springs, 45-0. Lee County, in case you haven't heard, has a Notre Dame commit that's a running back. Dude's name is Jameer Smith, and he's got more moves than a Swiss watch. So you got to check this game out with the highlights if you can. I'm going to pick Lee County. I'm cheering for the Wolverines because I used to be the announcer at Wakefield before I was over at Heritage. Did that for 10 years, got a lot of good friends over there. But I think Lee County is just going to be too much for the Wolverines. So we're picking Lee County to win this one. Our last game of the week this week is Middle Creek. The Mustangs travel here to Trentini Stadium in Wake Forest to take on the state champion Cougars as they defend their title this year. Last week, as we told you, Heritage defeated Middle Creek 47-27. Offense showed some signs of real solid flashes, but the defense really let Middle Creek down last week, and that's going to be a problem if they do that against Wake Forest. Folks, Wake Forest has a passing game. Check these guys out because this is one good football team. The offensive line returns all of their seniors, and they got 2 fantastic running backs. It is just a fantastic football team, and as I said last week, Wake Forest may actually be better than they were last year when they won the state championship. The Cougars take their number 1 statewide ranking on Max Preps into the game this week, and we expect them to maintain that ranking. Don't expect this one to be close. I'm going to be picking Wake Forest by at least 4 touchdowns in this one. Middle Creek will struggle to get on the board unless it's late in the fourth quarter when the Cougars put in all the substitutes. I'm expecting a big blowout here at Trentini Stadium for this one, so you guys that are cheering on the Cougars will have a great time. So you can chant, Wake Forest, Cougar Pride, all night long because it'll be a good night to do so. So hope you have a great time at the ball games this week. Remember, go out and check out your local high school football matchups. Pay that fee to get inside the game because all that money goes to help all of the students and get their athletic equipment built up. And if you can, take some time to join the Booster Club and donate a little bit of money to that. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, if you got any real estate needs, give us a shout. But right now, we're talking football. Have a great week, and we'll see you after Friday night's games.